Hi, I'm Paul Friedman, founder of the Marriage Foundation, and the topic here is a really good topic for you to share on social media, and especially for you to hear this yourself. Because if you're searching for these kind of topics, it means you need to know this. The topic is the 4 truths you need to know before you start on the path of fixing your marriage. Hi, welcome back. So the topic is very important today. It's the 4 truths. These are essential truths that you need to know before you start fixing your marriage. I'm Paul Friedman. I founded the Marriage Foundation, and I used to be a divorce mediator. In 2001, I was in San Diego County. In 2001, a couple asked me to help them save their marriage. Well, I'm not a Western psychologist. I took care of the legal issues, the negotiation, the interactions, and this couple didn't really want to get a divorce, even though they came to my office with their marriage dead on arrival. Their marriage counselor who helped them couldn't help them enough. So I said, okay, let's give it a shot. Now, that's 25 years now I've been working on saving marriages. So what I've accumulated here over these 25 years is fascinating. It's a study. I've boiled marriage down to a science. So when we help people with their marriages, either with our books or even these videos or our online courses, which by the way are on special right now, what it boils down to is that your marriage can be saved. First step, first thing you have to know is marriage is not this mysterious thing. It's not this vague thing where the marriage help is different for you than it is for somebody else. Because it's a science. It's like learning how to fly an airplane or drive a car. These are complicated machines, but they are designed to do something specific, and so it's learnable. Marriage is learnable. The machines are comprised of many parts, as is marriage. It's learnable, it's definable, it's essentially simple. Now, that doesn't mean that it's easy, it's simple. So it's important for you to learn as much as you can about marriage and the way we approach it. In my books, I have 2 books, and in our online courses, which is what's on sale now, the way I approach it is I guide you out of the swamp that you have found yourselves in, step by step, as I teach you about marriage. I don't believe in what should I do's. I don't believe in yeah buts. I believe in getting to the reality of what your marriage is for you, with you, to teach you how to be in charge of your own marriage. Marriage is wonderful. It's really wonderful. Don't blame yourself that your marriage is in trouble. Don't blame your wife or your husband, because it's a matter of not having the education. Way back when I started teaching marriage counselors about these concepts and how to manifest them with their counselees, I had a wonderful man. His name was Dr. Hagenberger. He was a professor. He taught young students Western psychology for the purpose of helping couples. That was his whole thing. And Paul said, Paul, his name was Paul too. He said, Paul, I love this stuff. Even though this is my approach with my clients, where I teach them as much as I can about marriage, I love how you put it together. Because what we have are all of the facets of marriage laid out in a very organized way so that you will understand it. And so in a book, you could go back and read the chapter over and over. In the course, you could go back to that particular lesson and watch it again, but you will get it. You have to be in charge of your marriage. You are capable. You can learn this stuff, and you need to learn this stuff. You don't want to be dependent on others. It's your marriage. Okay, now, I like this one. Number 2. This is the truth of number 2. 95% marriages are saved by one of you. 95% of the time. You might ask, what about the other 5%? And you also might ask, why? So the other 5% is kind of rare. I say 5%, it might be less. It might be 1 or 2%. When a couple goes to marriage therapy, I like to call it marriage therapy or couples counseling, and both of them are 100% on board. Why? That's ideal. It's rare. We're individuals. You're an individual. Your husband or your wife is an individual. Our experience of marriage is an individual experience. I know I've heard all of these slogans myself. It's a team effort. No, it isn't. Now, there are things within the context of marriage that is a team effort, but building a marriage is not a team effort. You're building it, and they don't have to build it at the same time. But what's most important is when your marriage is in trouble, only one of you, and it's probably you right now because you're the one searching, you're the one saying, our marriage is not functioning the way it's supposed to. That means that you're the one ready to put in the energy, to put in the time, to make your marriage work. And this is true 95% of the time. Even if you go to couples counselors and you ask them, now is it true? You ask them. I'm not afraid of your checking on this. Is it true, Mr. or Miss Counselor, that 95% of the time it's really just one of the couple who's making it happen? And they'll go, yeah, of course. And they'll explain to you just what I did. We all are ready for different things at a different time. Now, why does that work? Why is it okay? Because the idea on paper that it's a team effort, that it takes two to tango, all of these wonderful little slogans, seems to make sense. But that's not what marriage is all about. Marriage is a very unique entity. And we'll get into that in a little bit. But it's a unique entity. And how we approach it is unique, but think of it this way. What's most important to your marriage is that connection. That connection forms a union. Marriage means union. And that connection of love, that loving connection, think of it as a bridge between your two hearts, between the two of you as souls. It's a bridge. It doesn't take two people to build that bridge. Now, both of you will come onto that bridge. And if you know enough about marriage, as referred to in number 1, then you'll know what to do when you're greeting each other, when you're meeting each other, when you're coming together with love and harmony on that bridge. Only one of you has to initiate. Only one of you has to prepare that bridge. And 95% of the time, that's how it works. Now, what is an impediment to that is when one person says, well, that's not fair. Why should I carry the burden of this? And I get that not just from women, not just from men, but both men and women. They always say it's not fair. Well, there's a lot of things in life that are not fair, but I'm going to respond this way. Not only is it fair, as you won't realize until you've done it, but it's a beautiful path. You're the one leading the way for the two of you, and it's very beautiful. Let's go to number 3. And this, don't be taken aback, but marriage is primarily a spiritual entity. Now, what do I mean by that? Don't run away thinking this is a religious trip. It's not. But you see, you got married because you fell in love. Now, the reason why you wanted to get married at all is because you wanted to be happy. Here is where the worldview deviates from reality. The worldview is that, and you could search Google, what is happiness and what is love? If you search those out, you will find that the worldview is that these are emotional parts of us. And it's true that we have an emotional like, which we could call love, but it comes and manifests as, I love this car, I love this dress. It's not the love that you felt when you had that connection with your soulmate. That love that you felt transcends the mind. I know this sounds a little lofty, but trust me on this. And I'm going to give you a great example. If you can remember some of those moments, and those moments occur, like if you go to a wedding, there's a moment when the couple is exchanging vows where you just feel this rush of love, of joy. It's unexplainable. And you didn't notice this, but it doesn't last long because the mind jumps in. And the mind, which is a material mind, it's a mental mind, obviously. It's a mental mind. It cannot handle love, real love. It's spiritual, therefore, as opposed to material or mental. It's spiritual. And that's what I mean by marriage being a spiritual entity, because love is spiritual. And it's a little bit more for you to have to stretch your mind, but so is joy. And we don't just want happiness in our marriage. We could be happy by doing something we like, going fishing, going swimming, going for a hike, watching a funny movie. All these things bring happiness, but they bring psychological happiness. But the happiness that you get, the happiness that you're seeking within your marriage, from and with your soulmate, is a joy. And it only comes from love, that joy. That particular joy is love-based. And so therefore, I use the term spiritual to differentiate it from mental or psychological, because it's far beyond that. And that is the sum and substance of your marriage, isn't it? But we don't learn that. When we go to a normal marriage expert, they don't talk about this. They talk about as if love and happiness are kind of byproducts. They don't really focus on that as being the mainstream to build a foundation on those. Number 4 is cool. Even when one of you, and in this case it's probably you, when only one of you studies marriage and applies what they know, and it comes in gradual steps. And in our course, the books are more laid out as, okay, here's what marriage is, here's the right way to behave to achieve what you want to achieve. But that course is amazing, because what I do in that is, because this information is so new to us, I layer it. So you get an education. Call it an educational model. In the first part of the course, you learn the anatomy of a fight, how the mind and the soul and the body are all interrelated, and how you're triggered and how the mind takes over. And it's cool, but there's a lot to it. I remember when I was teaching it to my first batch of marriage counselors, and because I had been doing it already for 8 years, I worked with them after 8 years, and the science was complete. And here they were sitting in my living room. There were about 13 of them. And on the board, I was laying out how the mind is affected by the body, how the soul is meant to be in charge of the body and the mind, and how things move into the mind, and the triggers react, and the habits, and all of this stuff. And I looked at them, and I was moving full speed ahead because I thought, okay, they knew all this stuff. And I looked at them, and they were all like, and I realized, wow, this is new to them, because they were used to the psychological interactions without understanding the substance of it all. So when you know it, and you start changing, because that's what happens really fast. When you start taking the course, you start changing who you are. Because the first step is to learn techniques that no one else has, like the sew technique. And what happens is you learn how to see objectively these habits, reactive habits in your mind, and neutralize them so they don't interfere with your love anymore, basically. And it's so beautiful. And as you do that, what's happening is all this junk, arguing, getting angry, fighting over this and that, having differences of opinion. It's like clutter in between the two of you. All that's supposed to be in between the two of you is this bridge of love. And you got to remove the clutter. And then, of course, you learn how to cultivate the devotion to one another. So these are the 4 truths that you need to know before you start fixing your marriage so that you can make sure, however you're going to fix your marriage, whether you use our stuff or someone else's, you have to have these 4 essentials. Otherwise, and trust me, I have worked with so many people, and I've worked with people who have been in marriage counseling for years, literally years, and they're not moving forward. There's not more love in their family. There's not more harmony. Well, that's not cool. Once you really know marriage, your marriage will take off, and it'll start delivering that which you signed up for. Happiness, joy, love, harmony. And it's beautiful. And it doesn't level off. It grows and grows and grows. Share this. Share this with others. This is very important information. I'm Paul Friedman. I'm here to humbly serve you. God bless you and take care.